All right, y'all. It's the 4th of July, right? This was what I deadlifted yesterday on the 3rd. This is 495. I can actually deadlift more than that. But when your deadlift looks like this and your squat looks like this, it's very, 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 very unsettling. What happened, right? I wasn't squatting for like a long time, so you use it or lose it, all right? So how much is this on the bar right now? This is 150 pounds, right? Lately the heaviest I've squatted was like 275, 280. But I'm doing a squat every day, so I'm not really going to the max. I'm just going to, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell y'all in person, right? Basically what I'm doing is I'm starting over again while I've already started over. What do I mean? All right, I've been doing squat every day. This is day 39, right? And within those 39 days, I decided yesterday on day 38 to start over again. Not start over back to day one. No, start over with the weight that I'm using. The heaviest I've done lately was like 275, 280. Not a max. I'm just working on cues, form, breathing, making sure I'm squatting all the way down, making sure the squat counts, and working my way up the smart way. You know what I'm saying? Not just going in there and going balls to the wall with reps or weight, not maxing out, not going. I don't even know what my max is. That's not important right now. What's important right now is making sure I actually squat the way I need to squat. Then start worrying about how much weight I can squat. Right? So, started over yesterday back to 135 pounds, right? And every time I squat, I'm gonna add 15 pounds. So from 135 to 150, right? Then the next day it'll be 165, 15 pounds more, 15 pounds more, 15 pounds more. So theoretically, in 20 days, I'll be able to do 300 pounds more. Sound far-fetched. But if we're talking about 300 pounds more than what I just squatted, it's not that far-fetched. If we're talking about 300 pounds more than what I've squatted, the heaviest I've squatted lately, 275, 280, 300 pounds from there, then it'll be far-fetched. I subtracted a bunch of weight, then I started over. But I'm adding 15 pounds a day. Now, of course, at the, I don't know how much, we'll cross that bridge when we get to. It's going to be a time where I can't add 15 pounds. That's cool. By the time then, my squat will be back to a good number, right? That's called bringing it back in a safe, controlled manner, right? Got to think smarter, not harder. Same thing I did with the bench press. I came up with a plan, and I brought it back. Same thing I did with the deadlift. Came up with a plan. My deadlift was like 315 when I brought it back. And now it's at almost mid-500, 600. You know what I'm saying? Brought it back. So that's the plan. You gotta plan. You gotta be strategic. You just don't go in the gym and just throw a whole bunch of weight on the bar and then start lifting. That's not how you do it. You're either gonna lift wrong. A lot of people do that and they're satisfied with only going down 1 inch and coming back up saying they squatted 500, 600. No, you didn't. That wasn't a squat. Or they do that and they get injured, or a combination of the two, or they realize they can't do it and they give up. Oh, you wasn't supposed to be able to do that. You just started, or you just started back. You're not supposed to be doing that, even if you did a 1,000-pound squat 10 years ago. You rush back into it. This is gonna happen. You're gonna get injured. All right, you're begging. You're knocking on the door of injury. You're begging for injury to answer that door. That's all I'm saying. You want longevity. I want to be able to do this until I'm 70. I want to be old as flipping heavenly. Yo, just hear me out. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Same thing I did on the bench. Maybe a little bit of tweak to the strategy. Because the squat has way more potential to blow up way faster. 15 pounds a day, especially when you're starting all the way over again, is not a lot. It will become a lot. It's just like, okay, muscle building, right? I've been lifting for over a decade. A pound of muscle on top of the muscle that you already done built naturally. All right, a lot of people, you ain't that big though. I'm natural. All right, so a pound of muscle is a lot for me to gain compared to a pound of muscle who a beginner. Pound of muscle don't sound like a lot. For a beginner, it's not. You got the potential to put on pounds of muscle. Those same amount of pounds of muscle that you put in your first and second year, you're not going to put that on every year. You know, you might put on 10, 15 pounds of muscle your first year. You're not going to put 10, 15 pounds of muscle on every year. Because then you'll have people who naturally look like Incredible Hulk. It just doesn't work like that. This is reality. All right, on this channel, I teach the reality of the game. Right? I don't do all that fake stuff. I don't give false dreams. I don't give none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just basically telling you what I'm doing and say, hey, you can follow this too, or talk to your doctor, and And I'm always telling people to take baby steps. Baby steps and baby reps, and work your way up to a certain point. Don't just jump in the pool. Don't just jump into it. Basically, what I'm doing is bringing my squat back from its roots, right? So I don't think I've been explaining this right. I understand why a lot of people not understanding what I'm doing, because I feel like I haven't been explaining it right. It's my fault, right? So what I'm doing is I'm avoiding injury for one, and for two, I'm taking it step by step, rep by rep. I'm not going as heavy as I possibly can. I'm focusing on form, technique, breathing, cues, squat depth, making it sure it's an actual squat. A lot of people say, if you can but deadlift 530 pounds or whatever, you should be able to squat for something at least. And that's 1,000% correct. But how much can I squat right now? The actual squat. I don't want to do like everybody else do. A lot of people do this. If I should be able to squat for something, I should put for something on there and try it. 400 pounds is a big difference from 275 pounds. Huge difference, right? Might be what 125 pounds different. Might not sound like a lot. But you got to remember, we're not playing with feather pillows, all right? Injury is real, right? So, also, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do like a lot of people do. They claim they can do 400, 500 on a squat, and they put it on the bar, and they go down 1 inch and come back up. That's not a squat. I want to make sure it actually counts, all right? For one. For two, I'm trying not to injure myself, right? That's two. So it's a combination of like 3 or 4 different things, right? A lot of things, when people do that and just put as much as they can on the bar, initially, that's like, let me see, what can I compare that to? That's like, if it's your first time ever driving a car and you go 150 miles an hour. Your first time ever driving a car, you go 150 miles an hour. Putting a lot of weight on that bar, your first time, or even your first time back from a long time ago, it's most likely going to injure you, all right? And it's like this. Even if it's something from a long time ago, right? So, okay, I'll be 42 next month, right? And I'm old, right? Healing factor is not the same, right? So, that ain't even the point. The point is like, okay, we can relate to video games, right? Back in the days, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and even before that. So you got Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario. A lot of people my age, they grew up on the first Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario, and games before that, right? If you ain't played those games in a long time, and you put that game in, how you used to run through Sonic the Hedgehog back in the days, you're not gonna run through it like that nowadays. You ain't played it in 30 years. You know what I'm saying? If you stop playing video games. Me personally, I ain't never stopped playing video games. I never will. I got kids, I'll play a game with them, right? But the difference is there's a reset button where I can decide to quit or whatever. If I put some weight on the bar and injure myself, it happens that fast. And no, you're not just injured on the squat, deadlift, whatever, it's gonna affect my squat. Now I can't squat because I'm hurt. No, you can't work. You can't do regular. You're gonna be injured even when you walk outside of that gym. You're not gonna get hurt in the gym. Oh, I'm hurt. And then as soon as you walk out the door, oh shit, I'm good. No, you're still gonna be hurt. All right. So, baby steps. You know what I'm saying? Whether I did the same thing with my deadlift. I did the same thing with my bench press. I weigh 165, and I'm benching almost 300. Deadlifting well in my 500s. Squat just sucks. My deadlift sucked a while ago. I brought it back. My bench press sucked a while ago. I brought it back. Not all the way back. I did bench press 365 back in the days, but pound for pound, I'm actually stronger. How? I weigh 165 pounds. The heaviest I've done on camera lately on bench press was like 280. No, 275, 280. Pretty much the same amount that I squatted, right? Which shows that my squat has the potential, right? Because a lot of people will see what you do today and then they say, oh, that's all you can do. No, that's all I can do today. That's not all I can do today either. I'm gonna explain what I'm doing, right? Day by day, right? You said you did 275, I just see you do 150. We're gonna get to that. That's not all I could do. That's all I did today. I chose that, and I'm gonna tell you why. But I'm also gonna tell you what I'm doing overall, then I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing day by day, right?